Hey everyone, we're here at Anchor Point, and I have some visitors with me today. We have Carrie Aubrey and we have Gloria Parsons. Now, we've been working our butts off talking about our new building, our new business. So we've been working pretty hard on things that aren't very fun, but that are very necessary to run a good business. So that's what we've been working on. So I invite them to have some fun with me, with you here today, and they will help me show you these awesome quilts that I have of Kim Diehl's. Now, I have to admit, I have a little quilt crush on Kim's stuff. I love her stuff. I love little quilts. You know that about me. So I secretly want every one of these quilts. She may not be getting them back. If one is missing,
we did not take it.
I have it. Yeah, right. So these two brave souls here said, no problem. They will come here and help me. So I applaud them for that. Most people run to the hills when I say, hey, you want to be on live with me? All right. So just a little bit briefly, Gloria,
Yes.
You and I have done tons of things together, right?
Yes.
What have we all done?
Well, I like to help Lisa with her special events. So we've cruised, we've beached, we've camped.
We've done international.
Yes. We recently took 82 people to Rome.
Transatlantic.
Yeah, we did
Yes.
transatlantic. And we tried to go to Hawaii. That didn't work, but
I know.
we're not done with that yet. So
Someday
that's
we will
what
get
we
back.
do. And recently she spent time with us at Camp Landing in Florida. So that was fun.
Yeah, I kind of ran away and hung out as just a normal person.
Yeah. People didn't even know she was there. She was incognito.
Yeah, I said, no, don't tell anybody I'm here. Just let me get my projects done. Let me just be a quilt camper for once.
She got a lot done.
And it was the first retreat I had to pay for in many years.
I made her pay to come on that trip.
Well, I know. I pay my own way. Yeah, I was glad to do it. So that was kind of fun.
And you also got to sew on the Juki.
Yes, because Gloria had her
Yes.
brand new platinum there.
Mhm.
And I admit my platinum is out of the box, but Kaylee and I are going to do a video on it. So it's kind of just been sitting there. But I got to do a whole quilt top on Gloria's, and it was amazing. So I said, you got a good machine here. So it didn't let me down. It was lived up to its expectations then and more so. So, and I actually sold some more of them sitting there because the ladies came over and they're like, what is going on over
What's
here?
with these machines?
Yeah, like this is the machine. What? And they're like, and then when they saw what I got done, they're like, okay, you are you're gonna call me, right? I'm like, yes, when I get home, I have your number in with my money. I won't lose it, I promise. And so then when we got home and we got them all shipped out, there were some left over, and we called them, and they were more than happy to hand over their credit card numbers. So I'm hoping they got them yet. So if you are on, ladies, tell us about it. But I don't know if they're diehard followers of me or not, but maybe I'll convert them, right?
I'm sure they are now.
One of them was originally from Wisconsin. I can't remember her name,
I
but
don't know.
yeah, she said, I can't remember, but she was from Wisconsin.
Carol says hi. She was on the cruise with you to Spain and Italy.
Okay, yes, we have been able to create some very nice connections and friendships
What a
with
great group
a
of
lot of
ladies.
quilters. And that's how you and I met, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We were in South
Banks.
Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, Outer
It's
Banks.
south for me, so I always say South Carolina, no matter what Carolina
We're
I'm
on
in,
Outer Banks.
because it's south of Wisconsin, and that's all I care about. But I met Carrie at the Outer Banks, and we were just like chit-chatting like we always do. And, I'm like, oh, this new adventure, I'm going to need this and I'm going to need that. And she's like, really? Like, what do you really need? And I'm like, well, I need this and I need that. And she's like, well, let's talk. So we
Vicky-
talked.
Vicky
Okay.
ran you over there.
And talked.
And talked. So now she's here for a visit.
Mhm.
And Tampa to Florida, or Tampa to Wisconsin, is a pretty big jump.
It is. Mhm.
Yeah. And most people are like, are you nuts?
Yes,
Right.
uh-huh.
But you say no, right?
No, I don't mind. I don't like the heat, so I'm very excited. I'm going to be moving up here in
Yeah.
the next few months. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so glad she's here because she's going to she's going to whip us all into shape and keep us on track and take care of all those processes and all that kind of stuff. So she's got a big job and we need her. So we are looking forward to that happening.
Mhm.
So those are my guests, and I'm glad they're here and they'll help me and we'll converse. I said, don't be shy, say whatever you want. But let's get back to our topic on hand, right? So we want to talk about Kim Diehl's new book that's coming out April 1st. So this is not out in the world yet. This is an advanced copy. Aren't I lucky? I was just like, oh, yes, they're not getting this back. I hope I don't have to send it back, because I actually just ran up about 5 minutes ago and pulled out my other Kim Diehl books that I had in my library. So I'll talk about them later, but this one's going with its other friends there. So I'm going to talk about every quilt in this book. There are 18, and 12 of them come from previous Whatnot clubs. Now, what is a Whatnot club? Kim's fabric line is from Henry Glass, and which each fabric line, I believe, or I think the certain ones, I don't think she can do it with everyone, but she does her Simple Whatnots Club. So you will get a bunch of patterns. Like I think the newest one that's out right now that we're going to be talking about in another video coming up soon, but that one has 8 awesome projects in it. And then it also has an ongoing project. So those are super exciting. And you get all those patterns free with a purchase of like a fat quarter tower or of whatever the shops. As shops, we're able to design the program how we want. Like, okay, here, if you purchase a fat quarter tower, for this price, you get all those patterns. Or some of them are doing it, this quilt is this month, and they're dividing it into 8 months. And then like each month, and then they get a part of the bonus project too. So that was pretty exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it was so exciting. Like I couldn't even sleep last night. I was thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, now we got to really like do something else. I kind of want to just do more than give you the fat quarter and the patterns. I want, like, what if somebody wants all the, borders and bindings and backings too? So we got maybe a week or so to firm that up, what we're going to do for our Simple Whatnot Club here at Primitive Gatherings. But her fabrics are available. These are from previous ones. Like I said, previous Whatnot clubs. And then she's stuck in 6 stinking cute new ones too. So that
Adorable.
have not been in any of her other books or clubs, because this is 2. She does have 1. So these quilts, like I tell you, they're just so fantastic. And I read her little description of what, why does she make all these little quilts? And she says that it brings like warmth and welcome to all parts of her homes, because it's really easy to stick these little quilts anywhere around your home, or I think to give for gifts.
Yes.
Yeah. And also, if you're like a beginning quilter and you want to learn lots of new things or techniques, or little quilts is the way to go too, right?
Yeah,
And
your
who doesn't
expense is
love
not so high.
like a cabinet stacked full of little quilts?
Mhm.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. And even though no matter how many quilts you've made, we still make quilts, right? We still make big quilts. There's never enough quilts.
No.
There's no reason to not make
there's-
quilts. But there are
Well,
some
potato
people that
chips,
like,
you
I don't
gotta
need
get
any
it
more
up.
quilts.
Yeah.
And we don't really know what is wrong with those people. But if that is the case, we say, well, then just make little ones, because you can stack, like I could have all these bookshelves stacked with little quilts.
Mhm.
I love to decorate.
Right. So I think Kim and I are a little bit of kindred souls here. We share the love of little quilts. I do have a book coming out probably a year from now. They take so long, and it's about little piecing. So like all the little details on how we get better piecing little. So I don't want to throw my plug in there. This is really all about Kim, but I just wanted to say that I share this love of the little quilts. And one of the other things she talks about is like little quilts are like pixie dust. all throughout the room.
That's
So I thought
Yeah.
that was so super
She's
smart.
like a cute little pixie herself.
Yeah, she is a little
Yes,
pixie. She's
yes.
a little cutie. I have not seen her for a while, and technically, I don't think I ever met her, but we have conversed in messages, and we talk about, being quilt designers sometimes, or some of the things that happen to us because we're in the same boat. And I think she's a super cool person. You can tell how smart she is by reading her like Instagram posts and stuff. I can really tell how intelligent somebody is. And she's super funny. And I think being funny is part of being intelligent. So I can't say enough good things about her. I wish I could drag her out of retirement and come to primitive gatherings. So maybe, Kim, if you're watching, maybe think about that.
Nice. Yes, it
As a
would be nice.
possibility, maybe you could come in incognito too.
That's right.
Lisa's a pro at it.
Yeah,
right.
right. I
Give her
can
a ball cap.
just wear a ball cap and nobody knows who you're at. Yeah.
Ball cap, no makeup.
Yeah. I'm good at that. I only wear makeup on video days. So yesterday I was a little different, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get to the quilts. They're like, come on, can you just show the darn quilts? I know that's what you're all saying, right? Okay, so I'm going to set the book down. I'll look at the book occasionally so I know the names of them, but Kaylee has you all prepared. She has done her homework like always. She's going to tell you what size they are, and I'm just going to like drool all over everyone and maybe have a few comments about each one. But before I forget, I just want to say again that this is a pre-order. It does not come out till April 1st. So whether you're a strong supporter of primitive gatherings or your local quilt shop or wherever, it doesn't come out till April 1st. But if you do want to buy it from us, of course we have a deal, right?
Of course.
So in the Live with Lisa button, there is a fat quarter deal if you buy the book from us. And one lucky winner who buys the book from us is going to have this shipped with their book and their fat quarters, or just their book. You can just buy the book too. We're not going to be like, oh, you have to buy the fat quarters as well. We're just giving you an option. And they are all going to be Kim's fat quarters from her Gratitude and Grace line. Or is it Grace and Gratitude? I don't know. I can't even remember the names of my own fabric lines. So Grace and Gratitude. I should have wrote it down, but I didn't. Okay. But that is her newest line that is out. Isn't that a good name though right now? Grace and Gratitude.
That's a great name.
Again, like I said, she's smart as a whip.
Yeah.
So.
And how long is this going to last?
Oh, so we will enter anybody who purchases in the contest until the book comes in. So like if it's delayed a couple days and we don't get our books until April 6th and you're one of those, you're in. Okay.
So pretty much between now and April 1st. But if it's a little bit later, then we give those extra days.
Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of grace period.
Grace.
Grace period. And we will we'll put all the orders in a packet and I'll go in there and pull one of them out. So I won't be like, oh, she didn't order the fat quarter, she's not getting it. No, that's not how it's going to work. I just pull one out because this isn't from our shop. This is from Henry Glass. Kim called her company and said, hey, send them something. They're going to talk about all my good stuff. And they rewarded somebody, this fat quarter tower. And this is one of every one of her newest released fabric. So, and it's beautiful.
Yes,
it's traditional, but yet it just has that amped up power of just a little bit more oomph to it. That's how I would describe it. So I wouldn't, this to me is not modern. But but it's just got that little tweak of
a little update.
Update or intense color to it. That's Kim Diehl, right? That's her look. So we all do our thing and she does it so darn well. Okay. So let's talk about the quilts. You want to hold up the first one for me?
I can.
Okay. So this one is called Tongue and Groove. Imagine that. So those are tongues, kind of like we put wool tongues on some of our wool projects. But this is just amazing. She probably used all the dark colors in her line, everything but the lights. And it is big stitched hand quilted. So that's pretty cool. But I just love how she, puts these curves with these, angled borders. So she has both elements of round and straight together.
Yes.
Good
Okay.
learning quilt for curves.
Yeah. So I'm lusting again. Yep. Like I said, I don't know which one I'm going to pick to stay here, but
And look at the small size that
Yes.
can fit in so many places.
yep,
It'll be great.
they're going to be beautiful. Yep. So we're going to go through every one. And I'll just, so she says in this one, this is the perfect first project to get your groove on, your applique groove. So those are applique. So she needle turned them, it looks like.
Yes, I think she did.
Hand needle turn, yes. Not that,
Yes, it is.
yeah. And I know she has a lot of good methods for applique that she teaches. So she says it sparkles like jewels. She's right. She's right. Okay, and it seems fairly simple to do this. And throughout the book, you're going to see lots of different ideas for decorating. Like here, she's got all her little quilts in a wine storage wire rack. How cool is that? I would never have thought about that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Roll 'em up.
roll them up and put them in the wine thing. So throughout her book, she does give you little snippets of hints and how to decorate with them too. So that's also a bonus in her book. Okay, up next, spooling around. Well, who doesn't love a thread spool?
Mhm.
And then of course she throws an awesome star in there. I'm a star freak.
Mhm.
So that's great. And look at this. It's hand quilted with fine quilting thread. So Kim, if you're doing all this is awesome. I love it. And again, I could see a big quilt
Mhm.
or a little quilt, either way, like
I
maybe,
mean, 4 of them together would be a good tabletopper.
yeah, yep, little candle mats.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so this one was called Spooling Around. Okay, and the photography in the book, look at how good it is. And I don't know if you know this about Martingale. What is it, Kaylee? They have the best props. Like literally, when I get my book from them, I'm like studying everything they put in every photograph because I'm like, wow, what made them
It
think
really
of that?
complements.
Yeah.
It complements whatever
It
the
just-
quilt is.
You'd be like, oh, I have some of those pie crust cutters. I'm going to get them out and I'm going to try to replicate that.
Yeah.
We should do like Instagram posts on replicating your
Yeah.
favorite quilt photo.
And
Oh,
then we
that's a
can
good
put-
idea.
Then we could put on nailed it.
Nailed it. Yeah. Yeah, somebody has to be the judge.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number 2. Okay, next one, Cloud 9.
I love this.
Traditional but humble 9-patch. Like I said, nobody's too good for a darn 9-patch. And look what you can do with a 9-patch. So it almost looks like this is really hard to do. Like, how did she do that, right? How did she get that in there? But this comes out and this, so what she's done is, this is pieced here this way, but then she's put this connector corner on. So that what makes you look like, oh my God, like how is that pieced? But this is on, and then she adds those little sparkles in the corners for another element to the block. Flip and sew corners.
Cute.
I think it's the newest rage. Everybody's doing flip and sew corners on everything, but how can you not? And one thing about Kim, another great thing about Kim Diehl is her cool border treatments. Look at how she mixed up these elements in the border,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And again, this one, let's check the quilting, is custom quilted, it looks like. And I love how they pick the right color thread. And is there really a right or wrong color thread? No, it's what you like or what you prefer. But my preference is I like a darker thread versus a lighter thread. So when you have quilts that have both light and dark in them, that's always the hardest ones to pick the thread out for. So my preference is a darker thread. And this one is quilted in what I would call like spice tea. It's kind of a reddy brown,
Mhm.
right?
Yes. Uh-huh. It looks really good on the back. Do you want to show the
Yeah,
back?
you can show the back. Yeah. There, look at all those swirls. So it looks to be, I wonder if that's got to be freehanded. Yeah,
She probably did it on her machine at home.
it is. It's not, that's not a computer. That
Mhm.
is custom. Yep.
Yeah.
And look at these little corners with the little is it an outline? No, it's just a quilting design in the quarters.
Mhm.
Awesome. Very nice.
They want to know if the fabrics are wool or cotton.
These are all cotton fabrics. So these are, I should have looked. Let me just look once. Where can I find it? Somebody help me. Is it Grace and Gratitude or Gratitude and Grace fabric line? That's her fabric line that's currently out right now. But any of her fabrics will work in these scrappy quilts because she's like traditionally known for her scrap basket quilts. Like she can make any of her quilts from her scrap back, any of her lines. So it's really nice for us shop owners because if we have leftovers from other lines, we can incorporate, like if we're doing like fat ace bundles and stuff, like we can put them all together and they look fantastic together.
Barbara says it's Gratitude and Grace.
Okay, Gratitude and Grace.
Gratitude and Grace.
Okay.
Thank you.
So GRAD, GRAC. Oh, so the
Gratitude.
long one is first. Gratitude. I always got to do something like that, or I can't remember.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Which one's next?
Okay. Next, after Cloud 9, that's Cloud 9. Excellent name. Naming your quilts is always the hardest. Again, look at this. Okay, this is awesome. So she has her bindings wrapped. Can you get this really close, Kaylee? Or do you want me to stand up?
I can see it. Are we looking at a picture?
She has her bindings wrapped on this like holder.
Oh, that's adorable.
I don't know if that's a candle holder
It's got a little chicken
or like
on the
an
top.
old thread spool. Gloria, what is this? Is it like something she's
It looks
made?
like
of?
an antique now. I
Yeah.
think it's an antique.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
so
Look, it
she's
has
wrapped
scissors on
she's
it.
wrapped her bindings around it to
No,
keep
big
them.
wooden spools would be great.
Yeah. But maybe or what this might be is like her leftover bindings after
Oh.
making her little quilts.
Oh, that would be
And
a
then when
great
she does a
decoration.
scrappy binder,
Yeah,
Right.
always make
Binding.
extra.
then she's got these all in a spot where she knows where they're at.
That's
And it's
the-
a decoration too.
Yeah,
so
and
it
it's
makes
pretty
a
to look
great-
at. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
great
think I'll do
decoration.
that when I get home. I have one of those.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Cute.
Yep. Okay. So next quilt is Cracker Crumbs.
Cute name.
Yes. Very, very nice one. Okay. So Patchwork Mini resemble little tins of crackers. That's what she kind of says. So this has one of my most favorite quilting designs on, the Baptist fan. And again, just scrappy, both using lights and darks. And sometimes if you leave, like if you put more of like a solid one in here, you could use these as autograph blocks or signature blocks too with your friends. Maybe just initials in the little quilts, right?
Yes, that would be great. Mhm.
Then you have to wonder who was at the sewing party. All
Those
right.
quilts are
And
so good.
I love how some are open and then some are closed. And she did these this way and these this way. So super cool.
I
Super
have
cool.
a signature quilt that my employees made for me.
Okay.
My favorite quilt.
Yeah.
hmm
Make sure you talk loud.
Did you hear me?
Say it again. Say it again.
I said, I have a wonderful autograph quilt that my employees made for me. And it's wonderful. I'll
Yep.
never, ever.
It's your favorite. Yep.
Yes.
I have a lot of quilts that the girls made me as Christmas presents. So
Yes.
those are treasures, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, now the cover girl is next. So cover girl,
Cute name.
Cotton Blossoms. Again, who doesn't love a log cabin? And then some applique. And yep, hand needle turned, just gorgeous.
Yes. She does wonderful needle.
Yeah, I think she uses like a starch method, if I remember correctly. But yes, beautiful quilting in the borders. You can see there. That's kind of a really fun paisley back.
Mhm.
Why don't you tell people what needle churn is? They may not know.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. That's why I brought him here. You see? Okay. So there are, of course, 100 ways to applique,
yeah.
right? But there's things called raw edge applique where this is kind of what we do with our wool. We either fuse it, pin it, glue it, whatever your favorite method is, down, and then we stitch around the edges, and the edges are raw. And you can also do that with cotton as well. And you could machine blanket stitch that, you could hand blanket stitch that. It doesn't matter what it is.
Some people use little teeny tiny non-filament zinc.
Right. A really fine, like a smoke, and they only do like a little bit of almost like a blind hem stitch, I would call it, right?
Yeah.
And they can even angle it so it's not angled, it's more of a little straight, like a really minuscule blanket stitch. So it just takes a little bite. So that is, but I think they mostly use that with the needle turn though. Don't you agree?
They do. They do both.
Yeah. So needle turn is you'd have your shape, like say you had this leaf shape, you would, depending on which way you want to do it, again, there's 150 different ways, but the way I like to do it, because I know that way, is I like to trace this out of freezer paper. I like to iron my freezer paper on the shape, and then I cut out my seam allowance, which is 1/4 of an inch around that shape. And then I use the edge of the freezer paper to turn that edge under. So that's how I used to do it in the day. But kind of the newer methods now is to make that paper shape and bend it around and use starch and heat to make those edges turn. And then you pull out that paper in there or that template, and then they hold their shapes because of the starch and the steam. And then you put them on and you stitch them on.
Right.
So
what you're doing is you're brushing on a liquid starch on, that's around the shape.
Yeah, you're not using your spray can.
No, you're not using a spray can. So
you
it's
take
a liquid starch.
like a little paintbrush and you paint the edges. And I'm sure Kim has things out there explaining her methods. It's probably in these books. I didn't get that far yet.
So
but
Kim, our star, crashed your party, and she said, "Howdy, Lisa. I thought I'd crash your party. All of my applique that you're seeing is invisible machine applique."
Woo,
Oh.
that's how great she is, right? Okay, now I gotta really peek.
Well, that's really great, Kim, because you can't even see it.
You can't. So
No, you
see,
can't.
invisible thread.
Amazing.
Yep, it's amazing. Like I couldn't even tell. Like really, I couldn't
Right.
tell. So I'm glad you crashed.
Yeah.
I was going to
Oh
beg.
my gosh.
I really was going to beg, but I thought, no, I'm not going to do that to her. If she doesn't want to hang out,
It's
then
much faster this way than
What?
needle turn.
yes,
Machine is.
yes. And she's obviously an expert at it. So take the class from her or buy her books and learn her methods, because I thought this was hand done.
That's right.
And I teach hand.
So she needs to come see us and show us how to do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, yeah.
Kim.
Yes.
We're hoping that maybe you'll come visit
No
us.
retirement
Yes,
for the
yes, just a
princess.
maybe a little mini vacation.
Yes. Incognito.
We won't tell anybody. All right. So Cotton Blossoms is the cover girl of this beautiful book, and just awesome. Just awesome.
There's quilting in the back.
I use that word a lot. I got to come up with a new word.
Inspect this, Kim.
And again, lots of little extra snippets, she calls them, tips on how to do those log cabin blocks and to sew to the right side and to do all the things right. But I don't want to ruin it for you. I want you to get this book. Okay. Oh, wow. That's a good one. That is a good one. Look at that teal in there. Like, who would expected that teal, right? This one, Skip to My Lou.
Cute name.
Yes. Yes. So 1 inch, 4 patches. I know that size well. And again, perfect color thread, just a kind of a really dark tan. I love the mix of the 2 blocks. Those are real
I love the
popular.
burgundy stars.
Yeah, burgundy. Yep. It's beautiful. And I love that aqua instead of just the regular green. The aqua gives you something else to think about. And it's just a surprise. So I love it.
Favorite cheddar.
Yeah. The oranges. Another beauty. Scarlet, she calls it. Scarlet stars.
Scarlet.
Oh,
Scarlet
that's a
stars.
great
That's a good name. Yep. Okay. And yes, it's just 2 blocks. So there's your block. There's your block. And don't think you have to make this whole quilt either. You can even make even minier quilts, right?
You could.
So you could do like one block in the middle and arrange these around the outside too.
Mhm.
Or you can do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and make the center section too.
True.
So we all, do you all have that one person that comes, oh, but my quilts need to be this size for this table. And they have that certain table in mind or that certain spot or that certain size.
Yep.
Right.
So you just got to figure out what the size of their block is and then adjust it how you want. And as designers and people who've quilted for a long time, we're not offended when you change something or you do your own thing. Do your own thing. That's what life's too short to
That's right.
to worry about some of those things.
Sometimes you being the inspiration
Is okay.
Is okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I don't mind being the inspiration. Kim doesn't mind being the inspiration, but
Mhm.
she loves bringing you this book with 18 different quilts in it. And like I said, even me as a designer and whatever, I still want these books too. And right, I just ran up and got them. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna go get my books because
You
I
have
got
3 minutes.
Yeah, she was like, you have 3 minutes. I said, I can do it. Okay, double Dutch stars, 2-color quilts. I agree, are striking. And this is a version of a 2-color quilt. They don't have to just be 2 fabrics. They can be 2 colors and you can have many fabrics, but the idea of 2-color quilts can be multiple same. You know where I would put this? Right on that sofa table behind there.
Behind here.
Yeah. So these long skinny ones or shorter skinny ones or this direction make awesome sofa table quilts.
I like to put them in my bathroom too on my vanity.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
As long as they're not on the toilet.
No.
No.
I know, because at some point in our lives, we're going to have every
I know.
surface quilted and padded. And we should do like a double pinky swear that we don't allow that to happen. Okay.
No toities.
No toities.
I
Okay.
like how it's dark. This dark blue too.
Yes.
Just creates that, extra.
Yeah, and this
dimension there.
print is like a ton of different colors and it has
Yes.
like stars and circles. That's a cool print.
Mhm.
Yep.
I love her little prints. They're really sweet.
So Kim, you can chime in and add anything to our live here. We are so honored that you're here.
Yes, we are.
Yes, it's so fun. Okay, so let's see, on to the next one. Chicken scratch plaid. We're going to have chickens at the retreat house. And quilts.
But they're not going to sleep on quilts.
No. But anyways, chicken scratch, that's
But
a
that
cool
could be on
name.
the outside of their, painted on the outside of their coop.
We could paint it.
That would be
All
cool.
right, so this is kind of cool because she's collided like a square and a square. So like this, she's got these squares, right? And then she's like fake done like faux square and a square here, but they collided. So that is awesome. Like again,
It is.
like genius, right? Just genius. I call that GDG. I'm not going to tell you what that stands for, but some of my friends know what that term means.
GDG?
GDG.
Oh, GDG.
Yeah, but that's what this is in my vocabulary, my favorite words to say. But yeah, she's kind of like used that teal again and brown together. Just fabulous. Okay. Do we have any questions, Kaylee? How are we doing? Are we doing okay? Do they like this? Do they like do they want us to spend more time? Do they want to see the backs of everything?
I'll let you know if they say anything.
Okay. All right. Next up is nice.
Martingale says hi.
Hey, Martingale, you're the best. Hickory dickory.
We love you.
Yes. Hickory dickory. Very nice. Okay, again,
Cute name.
she's done some scrappiness and then a plain one and scrappiness. So this is kind of a expanded log cabin or courthouse stars or courthouse steps,
Yeah.
excuse me. But yeah, just awesome. Like, and even like some of you might have like, oh, I only make red and white quilts or whatever. You can make any of these quilts
Yes.
in your colors.
Yes.
So don't think that if this color, if you're not like Scrappy, or if you're not like this warm and cozy, that doesn't mean that you couldn't use your modern fabrics.
Oh, completely.
Because these would be super
Yes.
awesome in
Uh-huh.
like Corey Yoder's and Sherry
Yes.
McConnell's fabrics,
Definitely.
and you know, like any
Black,
fabrics.
white, and gray.
Yep.
Would be stunning.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep. I could take some of my urbans and make that out of
Yes.
that. That'd be, and I have lots of scraps.
Yeah.
So
She does.
yes,
I've been there.
you've seen them up
I've
there,
seen 'em.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're talking mountains.
I have, what is that, like a tobacco leaf basket I have? Yeah. Right.
Well,
And
they
then,
would love to see the backs. I'm gonna
Okay.
put it over
all right, let's show the backs too.
This one
All right,
has
so
the Baptist
Kim-
fan.
Is there a reason behind your wide back on your your binding? So if there is, tell us why this isn't like a 1/4 of an inch or it's the same on the front and the back. There's got to be a reason you do this. And we inquiring minds, I'm sure not only me, would love to know that, because it is kind of cool. Gloria thought, well, maybe she uses them double-sided
Mhm.
and it becomes a, you know,
A beautiful mat.
a beautiful mat.
A
Or,
placemat.
you know, maybe you got like this really busy centerpiece, but you don't want to, you know,
She
Mhm.
says it's called chubby binding.
chubby
Chubby
binding.
binding.
Okay. I love it when people come up with their own terms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She invented it, I hope.
Maybe she did. She'll tell us. She'll tell us.
The back of this one.
Mhm.
Some great fabric choices for the back too.
I love this fabric.
I love that paisley.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that paisley's great.
Yeah. With all the colors. So it seems like she likes to use like
Mhm.
the bigger prints with all the colors in them.
Right. It really complements
Yeah.
her fabric.
All right. Hickory Dickory is done.
Okay.
So Esther's garden box is next.
Oh, here, Kim says, she goes, it comes from having taught myself to quilt and not knowing the right way to bind.
Oh, but we think it's
No.
unique.
I like it.
It's the
Yeah.
Kim Diehl binding.
Right. And I don't know if you know this about Kim, but Kim, like, think won a super big contest early on in her quilting journey. So she won like American Patchwork and Quilting's one of their big contests that they ever did. And she's basically self-taught. And then from then on, it's been, you know,
Yeah.
hold the door open. She's coming out and this is full steam ahead. She became a quilter and a fabric designer and
It's
book author and
Yeah.
just amazing.
just
So,
amazing.
and
I
this is
love that.
this is one of my two favorite things, right? Applique and piecing together.
Mhm.
What can you say?
What was this one called?
This one, Esther's garden box. And maybe Esther is a grandmother or a granddaughter. I know Kim has 2 wonderful granddaughters that I think are very similar in age to my 2 grandsons. I always get the boys. Just saying. But my little guy is stitching too.
Yes.
He's stitching his dragon.
A dragon.
He was here this weekend and he's like, Mimi, where's my dragon? I'm like, I got it right here for you. So now it's right in that cabinet there when he wants to do it. And he, about 15, 20 minutes and then he's ready to move on, but he still asks about it. So there's hope. So yeah, she has big stitch quilted this. It looks like pearl cotton. And
You know
again,
what I like to do with them? The size.
What?
You know the antique trays that you buy with the handles?
oh,
Oh,
yes.
I like to put them in the bottom of those. They're
Yep.
beautiful.
Yep.
And frame them. I love them.
Yes, these look awesome frame too. I mean, Joe Morton made framing
Oh.
little quilts a
They're
big
just
thing.
gorgeous.
Yes. Under glass or no glass. And-
Entire wall.
yeah. And I know somebody who makes these really awesome frames for
Would that be
quilts.
framed together?
Yes, yes, yes. So just saying. All right.
Okay, we'll do a quick look at the back.
Okay. Very nice.
Thank you so much, Kim. I have a
Yes.
birthday this month, and this so happy you gave this to me.
Okay. Well, and I love it that Martingale is like on their game, knowing that Kim has these quilts from previous clubs. And then, we all can't do everything. So now they put it all in a book
Mhm.
and here you go. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't do it at that time, but now I can buy a book.
Mhm.
So I think it's genius of Martingale to be in the know enough to know that, these designers have these things and that give them a little bit new life, add a few more quilts to it, and we have a new book.
Yeah.
Because there's new quilters every day.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
all the
Right.
time.
And even if I did the club, I would like them all in this book too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you know, you get a paper pattern, or like my books are like, I actually use all my books as like part of my decor.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes up my decor.
You know, one thing that I think is really great about this quilt?
What?
All her lights are really what you call busy shirtings.
Uh-huh.
And that's what makes this stand out so much better. I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So not what Gloria's saying is nothing is solid and
No.
detracting.
Yeah.
They're all the same value
Yeah.
or volume. So
Yes.
it is like low volume prints,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but they're all like the same mushiness.
Yes.
What
For technical term, mushiness.
question? What batting is best for mini quilts?
I'm sure Kim has she can tell us what she puts in hers, but I mean I like to use very thin battings because you want your quilts to have a little bit of drape. You don't want them to be stiff like cardboard unless it's a mat. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I mean,
But you
that's a
still
stiffer.
want your quilts to have some drape. So
Mhm.
I like to use the Request or the Select from
Yeah.
Quilter's Dream, or even the Luna that like we use the scraps over from like all the long arm quilts that the guys do. I like to take those scraps for my little quilts, but you don't want them to be like this. So you
Right.
don't want something stiff. You want them to still have some drape.
Mhm.
At least that's my opinion. But Kim will tell us her ideas as well. All right. How stinking cute is that?
That's a good cup mug.
Oh. Fair and square. Yep. She won't miss this one for sure.
No,
It's so little.
it'll fit in the luggage.
It probably won't even be in the count of the 18. Oh, no, it was 17, wasn't it?
Yes. So again, 9 patches. So she's got the negative and the positive 9 patches there. And I love how she filled in with the medium value in the reds. And she hand quilted this little devil.
Mhm.
And she skinnied up her binding a little bit. That's like a 3/16. That's not a quarter. It's perfect too.
Mhm.
She got a chubby on the other side. Yep.
Yep,
Chubby
chubby.
binding.
Here we go. Show the back.
Okay. Yep. Beautiful.
Deal binding.
There you go. I do a what did you call it? Chubby binding?
Mhm.
Kim
Chubby
Diehl
binding.
chubby binding. There you go. That's a new term out there. Somebody pin this down. Okay. So we all love our flag, right? So put it in a bunch of patchwork and there you go. It is there in all its glory, called Old Glory. So you got some triangles, and these are probably leftovers, maybe from some of her other projects, or maybe some of her big quilts that she does. And I'm sure she's very good at working those in. And I just want to point out that I found a really good tip. Like Sherry McConnell said that when she has extra half square triangles, she doesn't like cut them apart. She leaves them still with the paper on for when she needs them, so they don't get all
Oh,
messed up. And then she can freshly cut them when she needs them. I thought that's kind of cool.
pretty smart.
Instead of just throwing them all in a drawer,
Right.
right? So
Mhm.
I just thought I'd pass that along. Okay. Yes, awesome. And even though this isn't like traditional, it's got this amp of power color to it, it still goes good with that traditional red, white, and blue, or red cream, or whatever we want to call it. Is this tan? It's more tan.
Mhm.
But yeah, very awesome.
Pretty paisley backing.
Yep,
here.
there's that my favorite paisley backing.
And I like how she quilted the star too.
Yep,
like
she
that.
just kept
She
going.
did a star on the star.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
very good. Okay, so and on this one, she talks about displaying in a little chair. So again, I'm not going to tell you all the ideas in the book, but this is one of my favorites too.
Yes.
You can always find little chairs at thrift shops and
I
places.
love little children.
Yeah. Especially if you can find a colored one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All right. Prairie Sky. Oh, dang it. New favorite. Okay. So this probably was EPP Kim? That's my guess. I'm not thinking, I think you piece these by hand, but they are fabulous. And I like how like the diamonds stick out and the stars recess. You see that?
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Super little. I bet you this is like 1 inch here. And then just scrappy, chunky, clunky borders on those delicate stars.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Perfect.
Really makes it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the
And
back.
quilted.
There's
And
the
quilted.
back. Ooh, she has a hint about reducing bulk. Okay, when you're doing the applique. All right, perfect. I'm not telling you. You got to buy the
You
book.
got to buy the book. Mhm. That's right. Mhm.
Yes. Okay, here we go. Matchsticks. Super cool. And again, any of these can be resized big or small,
Mhm.
but
Yes.
to me, like like being in a booth or being at a quilt shop, everybody runs up to the littlest quilts and they're sitting there.
That would be
Right.
awesome big
Right.
on your bed.
This would be amazing.
Could you see this size running down your bed?
Yes. Because everybody always wants to make it bigger if you're doing a queen or a king size
Yeah,
bed.
no.
I
But
want
this
the
would
little
be
pieces,
stunning.
but
Do
big.
little.
Yes,
Yeah.
this would be
Yeah,
stunning.
well, you could easily probably use this as like leader and ender project too.
Mhm.
When did you say the book will be out?
April 1st
Mhm.
is what I was told. So if that's not
what
correct,
Martingale says on
Okay.
the website.
okay, you checked?
Yes.
All right. Good job.
And what was the contest? What was the giveaway?
So what
too?
we're doing, if you're just chiming in, we are pre-selling Kim's book, and we are doing a fat quarter special of 12 fat quarters of gratitude and grace
Yes.
of Kim's newest fabric line that we have at Primitive Gatherings, because we want all the cool fabric at Primitive Gatherings, not just Lisa Bongean, Moda. No, we do all the cool fabric. And you can win if you purchase something from us, whether it's just the book, or the combo that we have for you. Somebody is getting this courtesy of Henry Glass and
Mhm.
Company, because they're awesome. All right.
Yep.
Anybody who gives away free fabric is awesome,
That's
Yes.
especially at a
Definitely.
time right now when you just want to just like,
Mm-hmm.
this just makes you feel good right here.
It does. Uh-huh.
And it doesn't matter how much you already have, it needs some new friends every once in a while. Need some new blood in the party.
Right.
Okay. Did we do the back?
Yep. I
Okay.
did the back.
Oh, it's like a chicken wire.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Martingale's photography is amazing. Amazing. Ooh.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
So this Kim is from Idaho. So this is the Idaho lily, not the Carolina lily. So it doesn't have those crooky stems, and much more simpler Idaho lily. I love it. I love red and green quilts. Just
And you
beautiful.
have several.
Yes, I do. I'll share. Don't worry, I'll share them with you. We got a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this different flower for her border. That's pretty cool too. Goes perfectly. And even though this is a red and green quilt, this fabric has a little blue in it. That's okay. That's okay. Doesn't have to be only perfect
No.
matchy. Oh no, this is a red and green quilt. No.
Yeah, it's okay.
Works
to color
perfectly
outside the
fine with
lines.
some green in there or some blue in those flowers.
Mhm.
Yes. Be brave, people.
Look at the back, Lisa.
Be
Look what
brave.
She did.
Oh, nice. So she switched threads.
Uh-huh.
So she did light thread in the custom quilting, and she switched threads to do the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Awesome.
Adorable.
All right, back to the chickens. The most important chicken, the hen.
That's
Hen
right.
pecked.
Without the hen,
Oh,
there's
good.
no
So
restriction.
I'm hoping these were some leftovers that she had. She probably didn't duplicate. And oh yeah, she's got some duplicates. So she used what she had, log cabined it out,
Mm-hmm.
and made another little quilt for the party.
Yep.
Love it. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet little patchwork project. Yep, came from her scrap basket. See, I can tell. You know, I find much more joyful talking about other people's stuff than my own. I mean, not that I don't love my stuff, but it's hard talking about your own stuff. So it's really easy to talk about other people's stuff.
Mhm.
What's next? My table quilt called Linen Drawer.
Oh, what a cute
So
name.
yeah, simple squares and rectangles look anything but simple when thoughtfully arranged. Very good. Very good. And she tells you how to be successfully when you're doing Scrappy. So she's got a whole little article on that too. Look at that binding. I love that binding. Adds a little more pizzazz.
Turned over, and here's the back. Look how pretty that is.
Yes, I love that quilting design. It's like orange peel, like on steroids. Yeah, yeah. Yep, that's a good one. All right. And then last but not least, but hang on, I have a couple things to talk about, so don't leave us. Okay, Tussie Mussy. So there's, I think let me see the Idaho Lily. What did she do? Oh, she changed it dramatically. So no, it's not a leftover. It's a new block. So see how creative she is? It reminds me more of the configuration of the Carolina Lily, though, how she did that. But yeah, totally new block.
And I love this red checked.
We'll have to alert
Border.
Barbara Brackman to put it in the encyclopedia.
Yep.
Someday, Kim, you're going to be in there.
And I do like her choice of
Yeah, like that
checkerboard.
Yeah,
type
that
thing.
checkerboard, that one that's like, those sometimes are the hardest to use. Mediums for me are the hardest to use, but that's like a nice flow, or what do you call that when you go from one to another?
The transition.
Transition. I'm thinking, that transitional on the floor. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I'm getting old. But yeah, transition from her colors to her applique block there, her patchwork is perfect. We love it.
Yes, we do.
We want this. I know you guys are going to be getting this book, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
And a point of interest is most of us get a book and we look at the pictures and we and we never read it.
Right?
Oh,
You
yes.
could be so intelligent by reading the quilt books.
Right. No, I read. I bring them to bed with me. Like I read books. Because I tend to not sleep very good. Like I'll wake up at 2:30 in the morning, wide awake, and I don't really want to get up. So I will do some of that stuff. But also, I want to show you that Kim does her basics in the back here. So there are some basic quilting things in the back as well. And here's that faux needle turn, hand needle turn applique that's really done on the machine. She's got it perfected, I'm telling you. All these steps on how to do that. So very detailed instructions. And she talks about her big stitch hand quilting. I love doing that too. She talks about her chubby binding right here. Perfect. So you'll know what size to put that on and to cut it. And there she is. So if you don't know what Kim Diehl looks like, follow her on Instagram. I don't know if Kim's on Facebook, but I know she is on Instagram. So follow her. She's an awesome quilter that has been around as long as I have. I know that. So thank you, Kim, for allowing us to share your quilts with everybody. And thank you for coming on. We love it that you hopped on.
And thank you so much for my birthday present.
Your birthday?
Yes, I'm so excited. This is
Oh,
it.
yes.
I was thinking, you look pretty comfortable over there.
I'm very comfortable.
And one of the other things that Kim said is while you make these little quilts, like you got to think of quilting as a journey. Like you are going to learn and progress and get better through every one of the quilts that you make. And that is so true. And we all know, for some of us that have been quilting 20 plus years, you can see that progression. So trust Kim, you will get better. And this is great to do the little quilts because you progress much faster.
Yes.
I got that done already. Okay.
Right.
Yes, yes. And sometimes you'll probably be like, oh, I'm done. And you probably make another one because it's so much fun to make. All right. So that is it for our Kim Diehl Simple What Not book from Martingale Publishing. And like I said, can't thank you enough for giving us the opportunity to hold these quilts, to look at them close, and to share them with all of our friends of Primitive Gatherings. So we sure appreciate you hanging around. But one of the things that we were working on, see how I'm going to do this? See this, Martingale? This is my book now. All right. Yeah. They'll probably add it to my bill, maybe. No, they won't. They're super cool about that. But anyway, Kaylee was working on some photography. So I'm going to give you a sneak up close peek at a couple little projects in our next book that's coming out called Urban Patchwork Gatherings. So talk while I go get them.
Okay. All right. All right. This was a lot of fun. And Kim, we want to see you.
Yes.
Yes, we do. So thank you for sharing
You have no
your
option.
beautiful work with us.
Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll see these girls again, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so first up, hang on to these.
Okay.
First up is, instead of making pillows out of everything in the book, I thought this was super cute to frame. So Scotty made us a beautiful handmade frame for this. Life is a journey, not a race. And we all have to be reminded sometimes about that, I think. But I do have to tell you something that I am pretty proud of. Because I have so much stuff going on, I have come to the realization that I can't stitch every design for everything that I do. And this was one of the projects that I sent to a new sample maker, Pam. She did a fabulous, fabulous job. So thank you, Pam, for a fabulous job and for helping me out. Isn't that great?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because, she nailed the lettering.
And the bicycle stitch.
Yeah, I had all
Right.
fused down for her and drawn out, and she just had to stitch it. So we made a good team, Pam. You did awesome.
And this frame, you made the frame, right?
Yeah, so Scott makes the frames in-house. And what's really cool is you can pick the width of your frame, the colors. You can say, beat it up. I always tell Scotty, beat it up a little more.
Right.
Or scrape off some more paint. Or I'm like, okay, first paint it white, then paint it gray. So I kind of boss them around a little bit, telling them what to do. And it comes out really good most of the time. So
And I want everybody to know how quick this went together too. I watched her. We were at the warehouse earlier today. It was in the several pieces. There is a piece of batting behind this, and what is it on corrugated board,
foam core board.
foam core board. They just, it was a matter of just pressing with the iron. They stapled it to the back. She popped it in the frame. It was like 10 minutes to go from just the beautiful work here to being framed.
Yeah.
And it's ready to put on your wall.
Right.
So don't think you have to go to somebody professional. I can do this. My kids could do this.
Yeah.
And
I would show you the back, but we didn't put the
we didn't
we didn't
make
put
it
the
real
craft
pretty.
paper
Yeah, we
on
didn't make
there.
it real pretty.
Yeah. Because we just wanted to bring it along because
Right.
Kaylee needed to photograph it quick. So we do have some finishing to do,
Mhm.
and it needs some more brads in it to hold it in.
Mhm.
But that is one of the things in the Urban Patchwork Gatherings book. And then let's get cozy. This a variegated Valdani number 5 P11 thread makes this thing so cool. And I can't tell you how much I enjoy stitching words. I'm obsessed with it. So you can do it too. And these, like I said, make the best gifts. If you're going somewhere to a party, bring them a hostess gift. Or if, maybe we should leave Darcy something, because
Yes.
you guys are staying at Darcy's house. Remember Darcy?
Mhm.
These girls are staying at her house while they're here. So this one, I don't know the number of the thread because it's a JP, but it's a 5-weight. And I had the guys quilt this before I made it into a pillow. So I only had them quilt one part of it, the front, but not the back. So sometimes you do a little bit of both.
You zip these, and you do have a video on
Yes,
zippers.
because I like to not have all these pillows. I like to zip them,
change them out.
reuse the
change it
pillow
out.
forms. So look at how pretty
That's
this
adorable.
one is. Don't look back. You're not going that way. So our black truck, our red truck, that's not black, I filled it full of flowers. So you will see this truck in our garden someday if you get to come to Primitive Gatherings. Because y'all know I bought a 1948 truck.
1 year older than I am.
I know. I was hoping it was a 47, but when they looked at it, is a 48.
Mm-mm.
So that's how we know that. But so there's just a little sneak peek of some stuff coming up. I think this book is on our website as a pre-order as well. If that was enough to convince you needed the book without showing you all the quilts, hey, I know you sometimes. That's enough, right? But we so appreciate you hanging out with us today. We love our new friends here. You got to meet some more people that are going to be spending more time here and around.
That's right.
So they helped me a lot, and I really appreciate that. So anything else? Kaylee, you got anything? We got another live next week, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, we're sticking to Thursdays. Those are our live video days. And I was a little late posting this one today, so promise next time we'll have more notice for those things.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, get back to your stitching, and I can't thank you enough. Bye now.
Bye.